Welcome to Ballet Bites, where every day we take a deep dive into the ballet world. Today, we're tackling the big debate. When should a ballet dancer finally put away those point shoes?
I'm really excited to jump into this topic. It's been stirring a lot of conversation lately.
Absolutely. For instance, just this week, People magazine reported that Misty Copeland, at age 42, is scheduled to take her final bow with ABT on October 22nd, 2025, after a, trailblazing 25-year career.
Right? Yeah, that's a headline that's definitely reignited the whole "when is the right time" controversy overnight.
So, one big point is whether the old norm, retiring in your early to mid-30s, is even relevant now, especially looking into 2025 and beyond.
Exactly. And it seems like with modern medical support, cryotherapy, and dedicated physio care, some star dancers are defying that timeline.
Right. Dancers like Misty and Alessandra Ferri are showing that with tailored schedules and the right care, pushing into your 40s can actually work for the elite.
But then we get into the reality for the everyday dancer. Most still face daily classes, plus double rehearsals that really take a toll.
Exactly. And an ABT core member pointed out recently that the ultra-premium, high-quality medical support isn't something every dancer can afford or access.
So it really creates a two-tier system, where the stars get to extend their performance careers long after the norm.
That dovetails into another major debate. Should there be mandatory age caps at all? For example, note that Paris Opera Ballet enforces retirement at 42, whereas the Royal Danish does it at 40.
Yeah, those cutoffs were designed to maintain turnover and protect pension plans, but critics argue that they basically shove healthy, high-performing dancers off stage right when their artistry is at its peak.
Right. And while Paris has tried to soften this by allowing retired dancers to stay on as guest maîtresse de ballet, it's not a perfect solution.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder if those guest roles truly compensate for a lifelong career cut short by arbitrary age limits.
Exactly my point. For instance, New York attorney Stephen Dance described those post-retirement contracts as gig work in disguise, with little to no health coverage to boot.
That certainly sounds problematic, especially when you consider the physical toll of ballet.
And speaking of the toll, there's also the financial dilemma dancers face when they have to retire well before, say, other professions. Take Poland's proposal. They're considering a state pension for dancers at 40, recognizing just how demanding ballet really is.
That proposal is interesting because it mirrors some of the long-standing benefits found in France. It's, like an acknowledgement of the unique challenges dancers face.
Exactly. Meanwhile, in the US, union organizers are pushing for something similar, like portable 401k style accounts jointly funded by companies and touring presenters.
That could be a true game changer for dancers, ensuring a safety net for those creative careers that often burn too bright too fast.
And speaking of burning bright, there's also the issue of identity shock when dancers retire, something some call dying twice. A 2024 study in the Journal of Dance Psychology found that about 68% of dancers experience a severe loss of purpose within 6 months after retirement.
Right? That's a staggering figure. Leaving the stage is not just about financial security, but also a sudden void in personal identity.
Exactly, which is why mentorship programs have become so critical. Just recently, Copeland mentioned she's mentoring ABT juniors to help them see life beyond center stage.
And it's not only about guidance, there's also tech opening new doors. Ever heard of how virtual reality studios are now hiring retired ballerinas as movement directors for digital avatars?
Yeah, right. There's even a Vienna-based company that recently cast ex-dancers to choreograph an entire Metaverse version of Swan Lake. No point shoes required indeed.
That's such a brilliant fusion of art and technology. It really shifts the dialogue from purely age-based retirement to role evolution, doesn't it?
Exactly. Imagine this. A former principal turning into a coach in the morning, leading a Zoom workshop in Tokyo at lunch, and performing a character role at night. It's like the lines are blurring between performing and mentoring.
It's a new era where the art evolves with the artist. But let me respectfully challenge one thing. While flexible exit paths are great, aren't we also risking the loss of the rigorous discipline that defined ballet's golden era?
That's a fair point, but I think it's more about adaptation than abandonment. Flexible career paths can actually nurture a dancer's artistic growth into new realms without losing that discipline. They just channel it differently, yeah?
Agreed. It's more evolution than erosion. And what about financial planning? There's practical advice. If you're starting your career at 22, financial planners are urging you to open that Roth IRA now.
Absolutely. Compound interest is like the ultimate pas de deux partner. Its timing is everything.
Right? And don't forget the Career Transition for Dancers program, which has been offering micro grants and even college tuition support since 1985. But I heard that the waiting list doubled in 2024. Clearly, demand is way higher than supply.
Exactly, which underscores the urgent need for more robust safety nets, both financially and psychologically, for those transitioning out of the limelight.
It's like the dance itself. Sometimes you need a new routine to keep the performance going, even after you've left the stage.
Beautifully put. And that brings us neatly into our final lightning round. Will future retirements be less about age and more about how a dancer reinvents their role in the art form?
Yeah, exactly. I truly see it that way. It's not the end of the journey, but a pivot point. A 45-year-old ex-principal could be coaching, mentoring, or even performing in a completely new capacity.
And this evolution benefits everyone. The companies, the audiences, and most importantly, the artists whose legacy continues on stage in different forms.
So our rapid-fire takeaways today. Start your financial planning early. Push for flexible career exit strategies rather than one-size-fits-all age cutoffs. And embrace cross-training, both physical and academic.
Absolutely. And remember that stepping away from the stage doesn't mean you're leaving the art behind. As Copeland recently put it, "I'm stepping away so I can step forward."
And that's a wrap on today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us on Ballet Bites. Get ready for our next episode where we explore the debate. Are AI choreographers a friend or foe?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and send in your comments. Good or challenging, we'd love to hear them. Thanks for listening.